Yo, yo, what's up? What's up? You got Darth Dracul kicking it to you here. We're gonna be going over some Fallout for tonight. What I want to be discussing is kill my sound over here. There we go. Anyway, tonight we're gonna be talking about some Fallout 4. Haven't played in a minute, but what we're gonna be discussing tonight is efficiently and effectively building towns. One thing that I honestly got lost doing when I made my first character in this game was just get lost in building your villages and towns here. I mean, it's overwhelming at first, and the options, and in the beginning you can't even build everything, you can't even get everything, you can't do everything. My best advice is stick with minimum villages when you first start off. Sanctuary Hills, obviously. Let me go through the map here. You'll see that these are all of the available civilizations that will be there for you at some point. For those of you that don't know, the SETI lines, the solid lines in between each, are the trade routes, meaning from one village to another they trade food back and forth, they trade water back and forth. Most importantly, though, they trade supplies. So if you don't have these set up, what you basically have to do is haul all your wood, your steel, your copper, etc., from one village to the next just to build, which gets to be a real pain in the butt. If you haven't done so, highly recommend build your supply lines in between your villages. I believe it requires charisma. Let's check it out here. I think it's this one. Nope, that's not it. It's this one. You want to be charisma level 6. And local leader, that's level 2. The first level of local leader lets you establish the supply lines. The second one lets you build the stores. So both of them are huge if you want to be interested in building villages and whatnot. Once again, I don't recommend having to worry about really doing this until later on. Like I said, just build 1 or 2 to start off and then roll. But once you get through that, this is kind of advanced building. I'll have another tutorial here with some beginners stuff. But once again, everybody, my name is Darth Dracul. I've been gaming since Atari 2600. Most of you probably don't even know what that is. Think it's a made-up device of some kind. However, it is reality. It was a little joystick with one button, and I don't even know how many bits it was. Probably 2 bits. Black and white TV is what I played it on. But it kept my siblings away from me. I'm the youngest of 8 kids. So video games have always been my way to get away, and now there's the way of life. I mean, they're phenomenal. Fallout 4 and Destiny are 2 of my favorite games, what I'm going to be broadcasting a lot of. But anyway, let's get back to it here. By the way, please visit my website, www.planetschnars.com. That's SHNARS.com. Check it out. Getting blown up my messages right now. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So this is, like I was saying, your supply lines that you want to set up. When you first start off, the one you're going to start off with here is Sanctuary and Red Rocket are 2 simple ones, and the Abernathy Farm, real easy ones to start off with. I'm sure most people have them right off the rip. Like I said, when you want to start off, I would recommend keeping it small, keep it tight, and try to stay away from the other villages. And if you do, just don't go to the workshops. That's what opens them up. Just until you have your supply lines and you're a little bit more built up with your guy. But anyway, once you are more built up with your dude and you're feeling a bit spry, here's some next level stuff for you. I've seen some crazy sick buildings people have done, and I'm impressed. This is my second character. Clementine, as I named her. No idea why. Oh my darling, oh my darling. Oh, my darling Clementine. There she is. She was lost, but now I found her. Oh, my darling Clementine. Anyway, you roll up. This is Spectacle Island. For anybody that has not been here, this is the creme de la creme of the building environment on this game. They literally pretty much give us carte blanche on here. You can build an immense fortress of solitude, as I call it. It's the Darth Dracul Fortress of Schnarzitude. Anyway, so when you come into this island, that's what we're overlooking. As soon as you get here, you just got turrets, missiles, spotlights, orangutans. There's an orangutan up there. You may not be able to see him. Trust me, he's there. You don't want to make him mad. What right there? What? Anyway, you come over here and you got, it's all fenced off right here, because I realize the computer guys are getting stuck right here. Because they're idiots, So I put a barriers there that you couldn't get around, you know. Anyway, come up on here, and this is the only way in. Once again, your main goal when you're building your villages is honestly do not give people many options to get in. Funnel them. If you've ever seen that movie 300, think about that. They had to come down a thin corridor to attack, and that was their best defense, right? Think about that when you're building all your villages. Build one of those little narrow corridors where people got to come in to attack you. So, here was my idea of how I did mine. There's only one way in up here. Come in that main way that we just came in. And I got a nice little walkway set up, some little tours, or turrets, guard posts. I have my guards always set up with some gear. That way they're protected. Anybody that's elevated, I always make sure they got some sniper rifle of some kind. That way they'll stay back and shoot. If you ever pay attention and help the game fight when your villages get attacked, they'll run off and like get up in their faces if they don't have ranged weaponry. So you want to give them something that's pretty ranged, keep them back from the fight. Pretty much let your turret guns do everything. Don't let your villagers get involved. You come up here, this is the shot of the Fortress of Solitude of Darth Dracul here for old Clementine, my second character. Said we're gonna go load up my third character here momentarily and really get into some crazy stuff. I was mid learning how to do all this stuff, so imagine what I do with my last character. But anyway, you come into here and this is pretty cool, I think. I got my line saying what's up, but once again, this is the way that enemies be coming in. So if enemies even think about it, there's no entrance in the bottom there. I'll show you that other one. There's no way down in from the bottom here. It's the only way in is up top. You got to come up this way. So this whole way, you just got turrets galore. I got a guy patrolling up there, as you see. I mean, there's really no way in. You have your spotlights set up so that it'll trigger the alarms when people roll in. That's how you do. But anyway, as soon as you come in here, you see I got a trip laser wire right there. Little flamethrower. Oh, and what's that right behind you? You got a shotgun. So you're going to be getting toasty on one side and old booga up on the other side, and that, nope, nobody's going to survive that. But anyway, you come in, and this is my village, my little farm area. I made a giant Fortress of Solitude. Shut your mouth, Kate. I'll be smacking you around, you lass. Kate is my girl. So she rolls around Hugh Hefner style. I'm going to give you some mute fruit. She rolls in a robe. It's an armored robe. She's protected, just in case nothing gets in here. Nothing has ever attacked this place and made it through this trip. This laser wire has never been set off by an enemy. I can guarantee you that. No one's ever got in here. But anyway, when you come in, you see I have an entire village set up. Right here. There we go. See my production level. People 25. My food, water, power, defense is insane. They're not happy because nobody's ever happy in this game unless you're around them at all times. They're like a bunch of children. Daddy's gone, they can't be happy. Ooh. Anyway, the key to having your happiness way up is you got to be around, in case you didn't know that. Have your shops, have a clinic, have a trader shop, the goods person. The clothing also increases happiness. If you notice, this is my shopping area. Let me start over here. I'm sorry, I'm kind of skipping ahead. When you first come into here, we're going to make a right. You saw the tripwire. I have beds laying all around the ground. Like, people don't need much. They're happy with just a cot like that. As long as there's a roof over their head, which that's technically a roof, they're fine. So I have all the beds spread out here on this first level all the way around the Schnurzen. This is another entrance that I built in because the guys were honestly getting stuck and couldn't figure out how to get in and out in here, and it was making me angry. Production levels and everything was fine, but my OCD was kicking in and it was making me mad. So I built this other way in, much against my wishes, because I only wanted one way in, but now technically there's two. Good luck getting in on this way either, though. I have turrets. I mean, you see, you come out here and Schnurzen, let's go. You come out here and this is turret central. I got a turret looking at you there. I like to use the doorways, like you see up there, and put a turret in the doorway instead of using it as a doorway in the upper levels, because then, as you see, you still have your walls around it, but then it still has its little angle, and it can schnars whatever's coming up the Schnurzen. Come in, tripwire, giggity giggity. This is my area, my Darth area. Got all the bobbleheads, giggity giggity. I can show you where I can show you where they are all at. Pretty simple stuff. I always have all my benches. I use the weapons and armor bench the most, so I keep those right there. This is my bathroom area. You need some privacy. It's about the best we can offer in a post-apocalyptic world, but it's pretty good. If you're looking for some reading, here's 99% of all the magazines. So I have all the books set up right here. You can come up, grab a book off the rack. I'm only missing one. Grab a book off the rack and, go in and handle your business or, whatever you got to do. Anyway, so you come over, you gotta have a jukebox jamming out, and then this is, I feel like Iron Man when I come in here, to be honest. This is all my suits of choice. Some of the paint jobs that you can have, various models. That one's the hot pink. You have to get a specific magazine for that one, a hot rodder. You must find that hot rodder magazine right, Shaw. Hot pink, and you get that one. The one beside it, the flame job, that's how you get that one, I believe. Yep, that's the Atom Cats. That's the flame job. That is the Minutemen. Once you become friends with the Minutemen and they like you enough, or that's Brotherhood of Steel, I apologize. Once you become friends with them enough, they Brotherhood of Steel your face. This is the Shark one. This is my favorite one. This looks sick. Like on the X1, that looks so sick. Look at that. That's pretty cool. If you haven't painted your joint like that, that's a pretty cool looking one. And then the Atom Cats. That's just my 5 I keep. I literally have power armor at every civilization. That way, if the town gets attacked, they can jump in and roll around and fight in it. And you'll see that they will, because just like children, they don't know how to put anything back where they found it. And you'll find it laying around in some pretty obsequious places. So as I was saying before, I roll over here, then we have our shops. Again, I have beds littered everywhere. They just kind of blend in. There's a scavenger Fnirsen. This is my second character, so all of my shop people wear fancy attire. This is what I started with this guy, so that way I knew who they were, even after hours. My doctor is always in a clinic coat. He's always got a sea captain's hat and eyeglasses. Why I associate that with that, I don't know. I grew up watching Gilligan's Island, and that's what the doctor looked like, so I don't know. Anyway, product of the 80s. Anyway, so, I have all my vendors right here, and then I have a caravan vendor Fnirsen set up. Once you get cool with Bunker Hill, which is where all of these vendors come from, the main vendors, the traveling supply caravan Fnirsens, they give you the option to build one of these devices here so that they will randomly stop. It's awesome to have, because then you're guaranteed to know where they're at every time, and they do stop on a more higher frequency. And a frequency that doesn't make sense. Like, Doc Fnirsen's here, all of a sudden fast travel like back to Sanctuary, and then he's there too. It's like, how did you... It's like Flash Gordon, but anyway, maybe Nightcrawler. X-Men Apocalypse coming soon. Anyway, so my doctor, my general trader, the general traders, the doctors, the clothing, all increase happiness in your civilization. If you notice I'm missing one vendor, my bar. I'll show you why. I always separate the bar, because if you notice after hours people congregate to the bar, I like to set up a sweet little place for all my dudes to hang out. So anyway, I made this a second level establishment in here, without a floor on the second floor, just so that there's a lot of space. If you notice, the shops take up a lot of room in the top part, a lot of overhang, so I gave them plenty of space. Anyway, that's almost everything. You could have left it with that, but no, old Darth Dracul had to, being Darth, had to add a bathroom. I mean, where's everyone going to go to the bathroom? Alright, so let's be for real. Plus, I needed my generators set up somewhere and safe. So what I did was, I removed this wall so you could see. I have my generators set up. There's 3 of them right here. I just put another wall there when I need to. And then also behind these are my other jennies back here. And there you go. This is their bathroom. Little bathtub setup. Another one right there. Just like in my bathroom. They got stall doors separating them. America. Remember when you're going to the bathroom, you're still in America. Anyway, even have a bed set up in here just for one lucky soul to sleep in the bathroom. Anyway, so yeah, there's no need to build that. That's just me being me. Anybody that plays with me knows I'm a goofball. And just follow me enough, visit my website, www.planetschnarrs.com, you'll realize I'm a goofball. Anyway, you come up, so we come up right above the bathroom now. I have a secondary bar, actually. Check out Chicky. She's scrubbing the bar down, make sure it's all clean like. No one wants to drink from a dirty bar. But, you come on up, and I have a nice little lounge area set up. Everyone can get up here and get jiggy with it. TV to watch. The terminals I'm going to show you here. What is important to do, tie everything into one network. Pretty much think of it like one wired network. I know everything's wireless nowadays for young kids, hard to imagine, but back in the day everything was wired and everything was connected and you're tripping over wires everywhere. But anyway, wire everything together and you'll notice, okay, optical sensor, I can now control my trip mines. You can set your trip mines to disarm them all, arm them all. You can also go into the trigger on anything, trigger on hostiles. This is key. Make sure you're always set to trigger on hostiles, or it is just default set to trigger on anything. Don't even waste your time with the trip wire, with the laser trip wire, until you have this set up, because they just, it'll kill your own villagers. Like, I've literally, my first run through, I'm like, why do my guys keep dying? My traps were killing them. So, make sure you set it up, trigger on hostiles. Don't kill your own villagers. That's how they get really mad at you, I've found out. You live, you learn, you know what they say? Anyway, you can also control your switches. All of the posts that you put up that control your electric conduits, some of them can have switches on, switches off. You can override all of those from here and just switch all of them off. There is practical uses for those people. If you YouTube and Google and Fnearson, you'll find some people have found some clever uses for them. I just don't really see the need, to be honest. Like I said, I stick with the funnel technique and bring everyone into one area, and then build your wonderland around that. As long as people are getting funneled into one cohesive area, you're fine. Your turrets also, you can activate, deactivate, and system diagnostics. I have 14 units connected, as you can see. That's just crazy. I have a couple turrets here and there. Honestly, I thought I froze the game up with all my turrets. So you see that it tells you they're all online, tells you how far away they are from you, which is kind of useless information, but whatever. And then you have your spotlight control. Spotlight control, I also recommend do target hostiles. Target admin user, I've never really dabbled with it, but my philosophy and my theory and the reason why I think it's in there is so that you can see how it acts. So you can turn it on admin user, meaning you, and then you can dip outside of the settlement that you built and watch the where it goes and what it does. That way you can place it accordingly. You know, that's what that's for. But you always want to have your spotlights, your trip mine set to target hostiles, and that's the usefulness of the computer. There's a lot more that you can do with it, sounds, lights, but for everyone that knows, or maybe don't know, you can only build so much. If you notice in the top right, as I just popped up my screen, it says size. Now that is not the size of your establishment, that is the size of, let me rephrase. Best way to word it is, that is your build bar, okay? The more you build, the more that bar builds up. Some establishments, a lot more building. Some don't. So, what you want to do is make sure you pay attention to that bar. Build your simple stuff first, your prime shell, if you will, and then build all your indemnities or your fun stuff after that. Make sure you have a good core build, because that size will fill up. In Spectacle Island, as you can see, I have a huge establishment going on here. We haven't even seen a lot of it yet. And the build bar is only 80% full, maybe 85%. So some establishments definitely allow for more building than others. Some materials count for a bigger size portion than others. Like these little things don't count for much. These don't count for much, but the junk walls, things like that, they count for a lot. So pay attention when you're building, and you'll pay attention to that bar. Make sure you're ever vigilant of that bar. Like I said before, I like to use these doorways for my turret guns in the upper levels, and I always have turret guns in the upper levels, and it's harder for them to be shot at and easier for them to see out, and then things don't get in their way. One of my scavengers, I like to have them rolling around with rocket launchers, missile launchers, giggities. Give your dudes weapons, armor. Get cool with the underground. When you get cool with the underground, what you can do is... Sorry, it's been a second. You can build... If you notice, my damage resistance on just a simple dress is 110, 110. The reason being, you can use ballistic fiber to create armor in normal clothing. The Underground Railroad is who gives you that ability. Get cool with them off the rip as soon as you possibly can. Deacon's a good non-playable character partner to roll up with, and anyway, he's who you get from being friends with them, and they also give the ability to put the ballistic fiber into your clothing, and you can turn simple clothing like I gave that guard He's wearing the mechanic suit, but that mechanic suit is a damage resistance of 110, which is actually higher than a lot of armor you would find anyway. So, it's well worth it, and it's real easy. You just find yourself scavenging ballistic fibers. Up here, just coming around the corner, is just my little above area above my Iron Man suited area, my little pool table down there. We've seen that, a little basketball hoop. You can oversee the entire island from here. As you see, I got people wandering around. That's my postal carrier. Just a massive, massive establishment, but still plenty of room to build. So, I digress. Come along here. Again, this is all fenced off just so you can see down, and there's my little shop area. Now we come up top to the very, very top level. And what we got up here, always have an artillery. If you have not got the artillery yet, get cool with Minutemen up to the point where you take the castle back. If you've not got to the mission that they offer to take the castle back, keep playing, keep doing stuff for the Minutemen. Preston Garvey, keep doing stuff for his Knursen, and it will open up. Once you do the mission for him, another mission opens up after that, and then you have the option to put artillery down. What this does is literally just, what do you think it does? It sprays artillery wherever you want it. They give you some grenades, artillery smoke grenades. Just whip these guys out. Oop, that is not what I wanted to whip out there. And there you go. Fire smoke grenade, and then, oh crap. I hope they don't start raining it on my water, but anyway, that's pretty much the premise. You throw an artillery smoke grenade out, and they will fire shells to that location. Pretty simple and pretty cool, especially for when you get it stuck in a lot of outside fights. So up here, yeah, they can't fire on a friendly target, it said. This is also in the point of the game where the blimp's out. Giggity, giggity. Coming around up top here, I just have a lot of wasted space, to be honest. Well, he's shooting anyway. Artillery just went off. You hear the artillery? Whoop! There it is. I really hope that doesn't destroy anything, but I'm not going to say anyway. Regardless, so you come over here. I have a huge wasted area here, but plenty of space to do whatever you want. And I mentioned earlier about the bar restaurant. You'll find that guy right here. So you come up here. I got a nice little outside bar set up and an inside bar in case it rains. Man, that artillery is just still spraying down. That's hilarious. Anyway, here's my bartender. I always have a bartender in a tuxedo. I always got my dude in a tuxedo. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's kind of crazy up here. I'll show you my other ones too. I'm gonna unload my third character and really get into some crazy stuff. Like I said, this is still halfway of me learning how to do all this. But main concept is think outside the box, you know? Think big, think large scale, but build small to start. Build what you need, build your core, and then get fun. Have some fun with it after that. But the main important thing, rule number one in Darth Rakul book is funnel everyone to you like the movie 300. Bring everyone one way. So I'm going to jump off here. This is pretty much my Spectacle Island. Only way in, only way out. And fully loaded. Nothing can get to me. Now, if you bear with me here for just a second, I'm going to load up my new guy. Old Schnicky Schnars. And I'm going to show you some really crazy stuff. Okay. The microphone's being broadcasted. Stick with me here, guys. Oh, wrong button. And yeah, it's a pretty good setup so far. I'm trying to get better with it. There's just so much to this game. It's crazy. You can get so caught up in just this aspect. I've never played Minecraft. I have 3 characters at levels like 85 or above. That's how much I've played this game. I've never played Minecraft, never played Sims or SimCities or anything like that, but this really fascinates me. Like, it's awesome that they added this. Fallout's one of my top 5 favorite games. I have a really good article I wrote, my top 5 favorite video games of all time, on my website, planetschnars.com, www.planetschnars.com. I have a ton of PlayStation 4 stuff on there, Destiny mainly, and Fallout 4. I'm going to be streaming a lot more. I'm just starting this, just getting back to it. Just created this website up, and going to get rolling with it here. So pardon the interruption here. Thanks for your patience while I load this. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want answered, if there's anything you don't know how to do, feel free to ask. I'll hook it up. I'd say I'm 95% knowledgeable as far as building civilizations goes. This looks like the Warwick pump area. So they loaded me here for some reason, but let me show you. Again, these guys aren't, these villages aren't 100% set up just yet, but let's get to where we're at. Alright, so we're at Warwick Homestead, as I mentioned, in case you didn't know. Spectacle Island, where we came from, my other character, is there. It's missing. I haven't done it yet. I'm saving it for the last. Saving it for last. Just got a question of what's my best weapon. With this guy, it's definitely this one. It is my favorite, the Enraged Overcharged Gatling Laser. I've been playing this since Fallout 3, so Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and this one. It's always been my favorite gun anyway since the first game. Now it's just a beast. If you look at it, it just rampages. The cool thing about it is it doesn't use ammo. It uses the fusion cores instead, and they last a while. So that's honestly my favorite weapon. I have a lot of junk on this dude. I don't even use half this stuff, to be honest. My favorites, I'm big on being quiet. A lot of people don't like to roll around sneaking all the time, but I think it's the best way in the game, man. Creep, be as quiet as you can, use a silencer, and then this gun does 50% more against humans. So, I mean, you can't beat that. I literally one-hit everything through VATS, and it doesn't even come at me. I build a lot of bottle cap mines. I'm a huge proponent of bottle cap mines. I've been using those since Fallout 3. They just wreck anything coming at you. Drop a couple of those down, hide back, take a couple pot shots, let them come running right through them. Boop, they'll be gone. Also, I really like these kind of guns that they give you, the explosive, powerful automatic combat rifles. It doesn't necessarily have to be the combat rifle, but anything that has the explosive, powerful part to it is pretty bestial, especially against like the Mirelurks, the stuff with the heavy armor. This stuff drops them like quick, and it stuns them like immediately. They don't even get at you. Laser pistols are pretty good weaponries. Molotov cocktails are useful against ghouls. You see some ghouls, fire one of those at them and just kind of chuckle. So those are pretty much the main weapons I use. I don't rotate through too many, to be honest, because I don't need much. I usually keep my big double-powered weapon, a good, powerful explosive gun, and then a nice auto rifle. I usually have a pistol on me. Oh, there it is. Didn't even see it. The Deliverer. I forgot about this gun. They give it to you kind of early in the game. It gives you improved VATS chance, notice silencer, and 25% less action point cost. So you can literally just creep around, picking people apart, and they never even hear you. Just stay still, stay silent, stay in the shadows, and you'll own people with it. But yeah, those be my favorites. So anyway, we come into Warwick, and as I stated before, always have just one way in. Funnel them. Notice that right away they're funneled. They got no way into this place. If you go all the way around, you'll see the same thing. There's one way in. Started to get a little creative with this one, built a tunnel way. So when they come in here, you notice right away, laser, missile. There's a guard here. My guard is not set up. That bothers me. I'm not as finished with this third character as I am the second one. He doesn't have his armor. He doesn't have his gear. It kind of bothers me to look at. But anyway, this is a newer one. So you come in, as I said, always have funneled right in. I got some shops set up on the right hand side here. I leveled up. I just got XP and I don't even know why. Come in, here's your farm. Farm's already pretty much set up here. This is an easy spot to build with. They pretty much give you everything you need off the rip. Warwick Homestead. Come in, just kind of use this for most of my beds. So everybody all set up, snug, comfy, etc., etc. But the good stuff gets over here. I put my water jennies in there. I thought it was pretty clever. And I built the electricity up to it, and they don't even take up any space. They're just totally out of the way. I got my farm pumping strong. And then you even come up here, I got some more beds laid out. Scavenger unit, etc. But notice everything's fenced off. You can't get into here. There's no way in. So literally if the enemies try to attack, I'll have me some potatoes. Eat me some taters. If you try to come in here, you're just getting hoisted. That's all there is to it. So once again, the concept is funnel everybody to the main area. So yeah, let me give you a good idea of a totally finished product here. Guys, Fallout is an awesome game. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them up. Absolutely happy to answer them. I've put way too much time into this game, but in a good way. I do love it. It's what video games are for, a good escape. This one is definitely a good escape. Like I said, the whole adding the creative part to it is it's awesome. Like, I can't get enough of it. It's pretty cool. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be doing some Destiny. I just haven't played too much Destiny, to be honest, since Festival of the Lost in November, so I'm a little rusty. Gots to get back into it. I thought there was going to be a level cap in this game when I first started playing. I got the level 50, and I was all like, oh, man, I was so careful with what skills I picked and whatnot, and then, no, you're fine. There is no cap. Just keep leveling up. Go west, my friend. Alright, so this is something I started my third character. Not only do I now have everything funneling into one way, but notice I have a guard post on either side and an elevated guard post above. This opened me up to, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I bought the strategy guide for this game, and I was pretty disappointed in it. The maps were the only thing I really used, and they were pretty confusing, to be honest. But the one thing that it taught me, probably maybe the only thing, but anyway, it taught me think vertical. Think going upward instead of outward. My problem was definitely I was going outward instead of upward. It really elevated my thinking to going upward, as you see. It's kind of cheesy. I know it looks weird. They just let you kind of like free hang because there's no way a structure like that would just sit in the sky like that. However, you can live with it, whatever. The aesthetics aren't the best, but it's fully functional and it works perfect. People come in here, they're not getting very far. They're literally about to get destroyed. So, yeah, good luck. I have this place entirely fenced off all the way around. You can do an entire circle around this place and you'll see there's no way in. Come in here. For the weary travelers, you can immediately sit down and chill out. I built a dual structure. This is something else I started doing. I'm trying to separate guard tower, the guards from the farmers, if you will. I'm not trying to segregate anybody, but it's just easier so they have less to walk. The guards don't sleep much, so they don't need too much sleeping at night. This is my main area I set up for myself here in Sanctuary. I keep armor that I'm working on here, so this is one I'm still piecing together with this dude. I have most of the magazines already, though. As you see, not quite as many as my other character, but I'm getting there. I have all the bobbleheads with this. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. It's just on the ground somewhere, like, glitched out. But anyway, I do have all of them. I'd like to have a cabinet. I keep a cabinet with all of my legendaries to separate them, because it makes it so much easier instead of having to delve and jump into one giant pile of stuff, like when you go in your weapons bench. You know, you got your weapons, you got your apparel, you got aid, you got your missile bottle caps. There's no point in adding to that. Try to separate as much as you can. So I separate my legendaries over here, and then actually out here right beside my power station, I have a little desk set up, and I have all my excess power armor stuff set up. Again, separating it. This is stuff I use to build suits, put in villages, etc., etc. I always have one of these in every village that they can jump into it and roll with it if they want. If you've never seen this paint job, this is the railroad paint job. You get cool with them, they let you use it. It's awesome. Well, I just failed to help defend Starlight. Oh well, they'll survive. Anyway, railroad's awesome. That thing looks pretty cool, all black. Pretty sweet. It's my favorite one, actually. But anyway, like I was saying, so keep your stuff separated. Just makes it so much easier when you're jumping back and forth, and you move so much stuff in this game around. I'll put Sean's crib in here just to keep it real. Miss you, Sean. Miss you, buddy. Anyway, you come up to the second level up here. I got beds set up for all the working folk. Then you come up to my third level in this particular area, and you have turret guns in between all my guard shacks. This is something else I started doing, putting my little guard post and then a missile launcher in the middle. Missile launcher is just destroy, dude. Just if you haven't got far enough to use a missile launcher yet, they're very nice. Anyway, so you see I build a little walkway that they can transfer from back and forth. This person just used it. Come down here. And that's how I built. The level was off, obviously, from one to the next, so that's how I fixed that problem. Just a little simple set of stairs. Anyway, you come over here. This is my other area. Let me bounce out of here just so you get the full feel. Everyone's having a little powwow going on out here. Anyway, so when you would come over from there, come walking by. I have no idea why everyone's just out here chilling. Like, get to work, people! You've got jobs to do. You notice my guards wandering around full gear. This is something new I started in the third level. I give them heavy guns to roll around with. He's not playing around. He ain't playing around at all. There's the drinking buddy, in case you haven't found him. This game likes to glitch a bit and do stuff like this. They'll just walk right into the wall whenever there's a perfectly good door right beside his face. However, I digress. In this particular one, this is where my bar area is. I got it all set up, little pool table. I don't have the balls and the cue stick. It's all set up like I do in my other one, but I will. And if you don't know how to do that, you just go into your inventory and just drop items. Just stand here and just drop the cue ball, drop the pool stick, drop the whatever, and you just land on the table. And that's how you make it look like that. Pretty simple. I'm going to have my whole farm set up here, so that way the premise is if something would get in the only way that they could, you notice they can't get to the farm right away. It's all fenced off here, fenced off here. You can see it, but you can't really do much. They would have to be forced to come through this area, which again brings them in line with more turret guns. And then come in and you have this farm area with all the farmers be attacking you as well. I should actually put a turret. Oh, I do. Okay, there's a turret gun right up there. So here's a farm. One thing I do with my other guys, you could build your generators in this building if you want. Use this for a little generator building to keep them safe. I have a little doghouse here in case a dog shows up. There is, what's her face? There's old Piper kicking it. Old school for me. Farming it. Little razor grain. In case you don't understand how the food works, one person can operate, can create food for 6 people. Now, if you notice, the mute fruit is a 1 production value. Everything else is a half production value, meaning it takes 2 of the half to make enough food for 1 person. So, in essence, this chickie right here, Marcy, who is such a mean chick, by the way. She's a meanie. No matter how much you build up their place, she's always rude. But anyway, she could potentially farm 6 mute fruit plants on her own, or 12 tato plants. Hypothetically, or a mixture of the two. She can do 3 of those and 6 of these, but the point being 1 person can never produce more than 6. Same thing with your defense. 1 person is all you need to guard 3 guard posts. 1 person can patrol between 3 guard posts easily, and that will give you a defense rating of 6. When I first started playing, I made the mistake. I assigned 1 person per guard check. I was wasting people, and my happiness wasn't high, and I couldn't figure out why. It's because people were like, why do I need to do this dude's job, I guess, because he should be able to do this on his own. So, with that in mind, if you notice, I always do my guard checks, or guard nearsons in 3s. So there's 1, third one, 2, and 3, and then I just have 1 person, that guy up there on the top left, see his face sticking up, he rotates right between those 3. On top of this building up there on the left, I have 3. 1 person rotates between those 3. So food, 1 person can produce up to 6. Defense, 1 person can produce up to 6. But again, 3 guard shacks per 1 person. Once again, this is armored clothing this dude's wearing. It's not like I just am throwing him to the wind. He's got a pretty heavy machine gun. Love the pompadour wig. But he does have the armored clothing, like I said. Get cool with the railroad. They will let you add ballistic fiber to clothing that armors it. And it is very well worth it. The rest of my sanctuary is kind of just for show. I don't really have anything else in here. Everything's blocked off. As you see, it is literally fenced off to the nth degree. There's no way in here except for that main way. Think 300. This is pretty cool. I love my hazmat suit with a flamethrower wandering around. All of my shop owners are dressed in armored, fancy clothing, so I know who they are. She's one of the shop owners. All of my farmers always have armored farmer clothes on. That way I know. And also a miner's helmet. One thing I've noticed is they seem to farm longer at night if there's light available. So you can either build lights for the farm, or just do what I did. Give them all miner's helmets, and they will turn on their own at night. And then they can farm at night without a problem. So all of my farmers always look like that. All of my shop owners are always dressed in nicer attire. As you see, the guys are wearing suits. My doctor always is wearing a sea captain's hat, eyeglasses, and a lab coat. No idea. But anyway, and I do have a thing. There's Vault-Tec rep. If you remember from the beginning of the game, if you haven't found him, the Vault-Tec rep dude survived the war. He ghouled out, as you can see, but you can find him in Good Neighbor. I just stopped to think. The Good Neighbor Hotel, 2nd floor, or 3rd floor, top floor. You'll see him randomly just popping out, and pretty cool. I always have somebody dressed like him in each of my villages. So yeah, like I said, I dress all my villagers separately so that when I show up, like say I show up, it's 10 p.m. and I need to talk to somebody or I need to give somebody something, I want to know what their job title is, or if they don't have a job title. If somebody new shows up and they're in normal clothes, I know right away they're the new guy because they don't have clothes. So this is one of my shop owners. He's in some fancier gear and he's not wandering around with a gun, so that gives it away. So yeah, so that's how I built my sanctuary. Let me get to my other stuff, some of my other stuff I got going on here. Let's go to Abernathy Farm. Abernathy Farm, well, my first gameplay, I rolled right past this place. I didn't even know it was there, to be honest. I don't know how I missed it. But in case you pulled a Darth and didn't find it, this is an awesome farm to find right off the rip, especially when you first start. This place will hook you up with almost as much food as you need. The biggest problem I've had with all three of my characters is having food to plant when I have my civilizations. This solves that problem. There's so much food already here that you can just excavate and harvest in Knirzyn. You do know that you can create your own points to land wherever you want, by the way. Put one of these little control mats down. Welcome mat. And you can control your landing spot. That is under here in, not crafting, it's resources. Oops. There's resources, miscellaneous, go all the way over, and you see this little fast travel target. Put those wherever you want. Put it somewhere safe so whenever you show up, you're not going to get shot at. If it says, hey, you need to head here to defend it, you fast travel there. You don't want to fast travel and end up in the middle of the gunfight. I've done it before. You'll die immediately, and then it quick saves right there, and you're stuck on that save point, and it's a real pain in the Knirzyn. So make sure you put this in a safe spot. I hate when people get in my way. Thank you, Chicky. I'm going to show you this place from the front. So this is Abernathy Farm. As you're coming in, one more time, I only give you one way in. I kind of leave the artillery guy out here by himself. He's kind of hanging, but he has plenty of protection. A lot of turrets, guard shacks. All my man behavior, be a good neighbor. Love the music for this game. Best parts of the Fallouts are the music. Not the best part, but one of them. Anyway, you come in, and again, I have the same concept. I got guard shacks galore looking you in. There's only one way in. I kind of pin you into a narrow area. Again, think 300, pin people in. Think about 4 people having to rush through this little area. That machine gun's going to rip them up. Plus, if you notice up top, what's up above me? You got a missile launcher and a heavy laser turret staring right at somebody's faces. So anything that, as soon as it gets to this spot, bye-bye. That missile launcher is going to destroy anything in a big group. So that's what you want to do. Funnel stuff, 300 style, missile launch their faces. The missile launchers will just keep firing. There's really no ammo for them. They'll just keep unloading. I always like to build a little fire area. People come out here and cook. This is a huge farming area. I mean, the limitations are crazy. This is my 3rd time having Abernathy Farm, 3rd character, obviously, and this is the 3rd different way that I've done it. I've done it a different way every time. I was building up the first 2. This time I built out because I defended it enough that I felt that people weren't going to get in. Build up some picket fencing. If you don't have the picket fencing, you're wondering how I have picket fencing and you don't, you actually need to find a book to get it. There's no way to get that without the book. Lucky tonight, London City, that's my jam. Anyway, so you come in here, my farm area, once again, at every single civilization, make sure you have one of these guys built up. That's what's up right there. And then as you come upstairs, I got all my shops again. So pretty much the main concept here, guys, if you notice, I mean, I could go village after village, but there's really no point. It's all the same underlying theme. What you want to think about is funnel people in. Funnel people in. Get everybody to come in one way, have only one entrance, one exit, and then block the rest of it off. And not only... What are you doing, dude? What's up, buddy? Not only have one way in, but have that one way in just heavily fortified and ready to rock if you needed to. There's my postal carrier wandering around. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Anyway, that's lesson 1 here from old Darth Rakul as the kitten lays around getting all crazy. Thank you for paying attention. This is Darth Dracul coming at you live from the Fnirsen. PlanetSchnars.com, www.planetshnars.com. Stay tuned for more. A lot more Destiny, a lot more Fallout 4 coming at you. Giggity. Catch you all soon on the flip side.